Namaste. Happy Innovation Day 2020. Respected Vice Chancellor, Professor Edipadittaji, all the guest of honors, my faculty colleagues, research scholars, students, staff, and guests gathered here. Happy Innovation Day to all of you. When we talk about innovation, most of us, we get confused between research and innovation. And sometimes we use this word interchangeably. Whereas there is a fine difference between research and innovation. Research is producing new knowledge and realizing a new product, new thing out of this research is innovation. In simple terms, creating knowledge is a research and applying that knowledge is innovation. Most of us, we focus on producing research and we never convert our research into innovative product. The recent Global Innovation Index released by World Patent Organization puts India in the 48th position. Compared to last year, we have raised 4 positions. But when you look at other countries, very smaller countries compared to India, they are doing really, really well. The top position in this index is Switzerland. The second one is Sweden. Third, United States. Fourth, United Kingdom. And the fifth one is Netherlands. On the other hand, when you look at the number of publications in the whole world, India stands at third position in terms of research articles published. By Elsevier, this data is available. I'm not comparing here about the humanities and social science because majority of the time there is no standard measure to measure the quality of the research which is happening in humanities and social science domain. And Professor Dharma is already working out strategy for Mangalore University to define a guideline for social science and humanities domain. And he is planning to take that from the bottom-up approach in the sense that identify the people in their own domain and let them say that where they stand and what are the best measures. It has to come from the researchers rather than the top-down approaches which happens in science and technology. The recent central government has already proposed Atmanirbhar Bharat, and it's all our duty to contribute something to make India self-reliant in the 21st century. In the new education policy, they have defined 3 kinds of universities. One is research university, where they focus 80% of the time on research and 20% in teaching. The second category of universities, where 20% teaching, 80% teaching and 20% research. And the third category is about degree granting colleges or universities. Obviously, this is going to change the picture of the research in the country. And also, the new education policy has proposed a National Research Foundation, something similar to the National Science Foundation of United States, whose major job is to identify the niche area in this country, and it's our duty to contribute to that niche area and get the fund rather than working in isolated domain and stop our research just in publication, not converting into innovation. Along with that, nowadays we are observing that it is a rat race for producing papers, for producing PhDs. Instead of doing research, people are more focused on producing papers. And majority of the time, we hear that some of them, they don't do research, they simply publish papers. There are several unethical practices which some of the people are doing it. And now the UGC is seeing these issues very seriously, and they have released a document in August 2020 that is about good research practices. In that, they have clearly defined how to choose a research problem, how to solve the research problems, and how to decimate the output obtained in that research. Along with that, they have clearly mentioned that every university and institute where the research is happening, to create a research integrity office whose job is to define best research practices, what are unethical practices, educating about these things to the young researchers, creating awareness among the unethical practices in research, and also defining severe punishment if there is any lapses from any researchers. Professor Edipadittai has already taken initiative to create this office, and also he wants to make the research office of Mangalore University more powerful in terms of taking all these decisions and improving the research in terms of number and the quality of Mangalore University to the next level. And in the next year, this day should be celebrated as a full day activity where you can involve kids from in and around of this region, show them what is research, create interest about research among the youth. That was the dream of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. And also, there are several inventions which happens outside universities. We say on day-to-day basis in media report, in WhatsApp forward, in social media about the research which is happening outside the university. And they are not qualified as per the university norms, but they are the great innovators. Mangalore University should take initiatives to identify several such innovation which is happening in these three districts of Mangalore University, to bring them to the main line, connecting them to the potential investors and making them famous in the world. That is our job. With these few words, I would like to thank Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Edipadittai and his team for giving me an opportunity